a short period of time. But I can assure you that I've done a lot of research, first of all, on CBD. What in the world is CBD? I'm not going to spend a lot of time discussing that, but Janet covered several of the medicinal values that the product offers. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, this was a very major medicine. But as time proceeded on and the product was prohibited, it went away, much like alcohol did. That's where we make the comparison between prohibition has ended, alcohol has now flooded the world, and maybe the same thing with CBD. And as a perfect example of that is just look at the news. Marijuana plants, marijuana products, marijuana history has been all over the news virtually every night for the last couple of weeks. So this clearly is something that now is here to stay one way or the other. Mm-hmm. Janet asked me, why am I in this business? I could answer that in several ways, and I'll try to be as honest as I can. First of all, a few years ago, I had the opportunity to work with Zig Ziglar. For those of you as old as I am, you'll know that, or maybe Zig Ziglar was like Tony Robbins is today. He was the original motivator, the original man that told people how to sell, how to present, how to set goals for your life and your future. And he changed the lives of countless people, myself included. So I was so gifted and so lucky to have the opportunity to work with Zig a few years ago. And when you walk into the office at Ziglar headquarters in Dallas, Texas, the first thing you're struck by is a sign up on the wall, or a logo, if you will. And it basically says that you can have everything you want in life if you will just help enough other people get what they want. Let me repeat that. You can have everything you want in life if you will just help enough other people get what they want. So I see NexCel as an opportunity. And let me just put that in a little perspective. As I walked down the street a week ago, I talked to 4 or 5 of my neighbors. And there wasn't one that didn't say to me, man, my back's killing me, or I had a knee operation 6 months ago and I'm still feeling the pain, and so on and so forth. And it's like a little light bulb goes off in your head. We have CBD. Now, does CBD work? That was the first question I had because I had never heard of it. I had never used it. I was very skeptical. Okay, I'll be very honest with you. What is this? I don't know. I probably would not be here today if it were not for my wife and her dear friends, who are dear friends with Steve Smith, the founder. And they put this all together for us and got us involved. But let me take that a step further. Several weeks ago, I was putting up Christmas lights for a party we had in the beginning of December. I had a senior moment and I fell off the ladder. I'm 65 years old. I've never had anything like that happen to me before whatsoever. And all I remember is laying on the ground and opening my eyes and thinking, wow, something happened. There was nobody around. It was just me laying there. I took a few seconds to think about it. Then I started moving parts of my body and everything moved perfectly. And I was able to get up. I walked in the house. I sat down on the couch and I was just very calm. My wife came in, I told her what happened, and she immediately wanted to take me to the hospital. And I said, no, I actually feel like I'm okay. So for one entire night, I sat on the couch and didn't move. I was kind of afraid to see what happened. Well, I woke up the next morning, and I slept on that couch, by the way. I couldn't lay down. And she said, how do you feel? And I said, well, I think we need to go to the emergency room. So at that time, I did go to the emergency room. I found out that I had fractured some ribs. They did a brain scan. I was there for 6 hours. They ran every test you can imagine. And fortunately for me, the only issue that I had there was the cracked ribs. They said everything else was fine. I will tell you that my whole left arm has been throbbing and in pain for 5 weeks. That was big for me because in the past, I was a professional golfer. I played a lot of golf. And I'm also a musician. I play the guitar probably half of the day, every day. So not being able to lift this arm any further than this was a real concern for me. I was getting very depressed, very upset. Now, you're going to say to yourself, well, did you take your own product? The answer is I didn't. I don't know why. I was taking the capsules internally. I felt great. I felt very fine. But for some reason, I just didn't think about putting that little can of balm on my arm. About 3 days ago, I woke up in the middle of the night. My arm was killing me. And I thought, that's it. I've had enough. So I got up. I went to the kitchen. I pulled out our can of balm. I put a little bit on my fingertip. I rubbed it on my arm, went back, fell asleep. Woke up the next day, not even thinking about my arm. I walked into my office here, and I had a 5-iron sitting over by the edge. And just for whatever natural reason, I reached over and I picked up the 5-iron, and I was able to swing it back here and swing it over here at about 30% of my normal speed, and I didn't feel anything. And I said to myself, God, I'm not feeling that shooting pain that I had anymore. So I guess what I'm giving you is a testimony very similar to the testimonies that we read on screen and that we hear from people. And for that matter, I hear similar testimonies from my own family. So I believe the product works. Everything I've read about it online says it works. That is why I am in the business. Mm-hmm. This is a new startup company. We haven't even launched yet. Our official launch, if I believe Janet is correctly, is in April. You know, for those of you that have taken the shot and come aboard with us up until now, yeah, there have been a few startup issues that, like any new company, you're going to have some issues. We're working on them. They're getting resolved every day, and I can guarantee you that because I have worked on that personally. I'm very proud and thankful for the people that we have in the team. They are doing an excellent job, and I believe this is going to be an opportunity that you may not see again. Listen, it costs $300 to join if you're interested in being a representative. I realize $300 can be a lot of money to a lot of people and even families. It's a lot of money to me. I mean, if you really think about it, it's not $300. It's more like $500 because you're going to be paying monthly for your website. Where else can you get into a company that has the potential of what NexCel has for $500? You can't. It's not going to happen. So, you know, like Ziggs told me early in the career, you have to take a risk. You have to invest in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And more importantly, you know, we have to work at this. It's not easy. Steve Smith did not say this was easy. He said it's an easy business because all you have to do is go to your neighbor who's got a pain and say, rub this on your shoulder and let's see if it helps you. And the next morning he says, unbelievable, I don't have the pain anymore. That's all it is. All right. So I don't want to paint it rosier than it is, but why would a man as successful as Steve Smith or Dr. Pearson with a great practice up in Jupiter, Florida, why would they get involved in a company like this? Because they know from the news that things are happening. This product is legal in all 50 states. Do all the research you can online. You will see that people are saying it works. And I just do not believe he would be involved in this if it wasn't the future that he sees available for all of us. Mm-hmm. Steve is coming to our home in a couple of weeks. We're going to have an open house where we're encouraging our representatives and customers and friends and neighbors and everybody to come by, whether they're interested or not, you know, learn about the product, maybe learn about Steve Smith, meet Steve, try some samples, do what you can, and we might be very impressed. You might be very impressed. Again, think about the investment. Think about the potential. Steve Smith, at one point in his time and career with a similar company, generated over $1 million a month in income. This is true. This is not fantasy. He bought a town, I believe, in Texas. Yep. He's got a hangar with several airplanes in it. Now, is that probably going to happen to all of us? No, it's not going to happen. Could it happen? Yes, it could happen. It absolutely could happen. And I'm here to tell you that, you know, it's like anything in life. If you look at 100%, 80% of the people or whatever may not make it, 20% will. That's the old 80-20 rule. In sales, you're going to sell 20% of the 100 people that you talk to, and 80 aren't going to buy it. So listen, I hope that I can sit here 6 months from now and have a big smile on my face and just say, man, this thing is even better than I thought it was going to be. And that's the intention that I have. But if I don't, I'm going to go down swinging. I'm going to go down trying. The same with my wife. We believe it's an opportunity. We believe it will work. You just have to let people know what's going on. All right?